Mary B. Addison is a name that sparks outrage. To the public, she is a monster, a bad seed, a remorseless killer. At 9 years old, she was convicted of murdering a 3-month-old white baby named Alyssa. The media painted her as a sociopath, a black child who brutally silenced a crying infant. Now, at 16, Mary lives in the shadows of that accusation. She resides in a grim group home in Brooklyn, a place that smells of stale corn chips and bleach, where violence is a daily language and hope is a contraband item. But Mary has a secret. She is pregnant. And for the first time in her life, she has something to lose that matters more than her freedom. Life in the group home is a constant battle for survival. Mary keeps her head down, mourning the loss of her childhood and navigating the treacherous hierarchy of damaged girls. There is Kelly, a beautiful but vicious bully, and the new girl, Sarah, who seems timid and out of place. Mary is an outcast even among outcasts, branded by her high-profile crime. Her only solace comes from 2 places: the silence she maintained for years, and Ted. Ted is a boy from a nearby group home, her secret boyfriend, and the father of her unborn child. To Mary, Ted is her son, the only person who sees her as a human being rather than a headline. But their love is fragile, built on stolen moments and desperate dreams of a future that seems impossible. When Mary's pregnancy is discovered by the group home administrators, the system's gears begin to grind. The state has no intention of letting a convicted baby killer raise a child. They tell her bluntly, the baby, whom she affectionately calls Bean, will be taken away the moment he is born. This threat ignites a fire in Mary. She knows that to keep her son, she must prove she isn't the monster the world believes her to be. She begins studying for the SATs, determined to prove her intelligence and capability, despite the discouragement of her caretakers. More importantly, she finally decides to break her silence. She reaches out to a lawyer, Miss Cora, who has long been fascinated by the injustices of Mary's case. Mary begins to unravel the story of that night. The night Alyssa died, we learn about Mary's mother, Mama, a woman who is fiercely religious, mentally unstable, and manipulative. Through painful flashbacks, a different truth emerges. It wasn't Mary who snapped that night. It was Mama. We see a 9-year-old girl trying to soothe a crying baby, a mother in a pill-induced rage, and a tragic accident that was covered up by a woman desperate to save her own skin. Mama had forced Mary to take the blame, convincing her that a child would get a light sentence while she would get the death penalty. Mary, out of a twisted loyalty and fear, had agreed. As Mary fights her legal battle, the danger inside the group home escalates. The other girls, particularly Kelly, smell blood. They torment Mary, destroying her study materials and threatening her safety. In a terrifying turning point, Mary is forced to defend herself and her unborn child with boiling water, a moment that shows just how far she is willing to go to survive. But the true danger isn't the loud bully, it's the quiet one. Mary befriends Sarah, the new girl, bonding over their shared trauma. Sarah claims to have killed her abusive mother, a story that Mary, in her desperation for connection, accepts. They plan to survive together. But the group home is a place where trust is a liability. The tension breaks on a snowy night. Mary, feeling the walls closing in and fearing the legal system moves too slowly, decides to run away with Ted. She packs her bag, ready to disappear into the night to save Bean. But she is intercepted. It isn't the house mother or the police who stop her. It's Sarah. The quiet, mousy roommate reveals her true face. She isn't a victim. She is a predator who truly did murder her mother and feels no remorse. In a moment of chilling malice, realizing Mary is leaving her, Sarah pushes the pregnant Mary down a flight of stairs. Mary wakes up in the hospital, battered and broken. But Bean is alive. The fall forces a reckoning. The authorities finally intervene, investigating the group home's negligence. Sarah is institutionalized, and the truth about the house's horrors comes to light. But the war isn't over. Mary's mother visits her, still spinning her web of lies, trying to manipulate Mary into silence once again. But Mary is no longer the scared 9-year-old girl. She confronts her mother, realizing that her loyalty was a shackle. She cuts ties, effectively orphaning herself to save her son. She reveals she knows where the missing evidence, a cross necklace her mother used to shove down the baby's throat, is buried. It is the leverage she needs to keep her mother at bay. In the end, Mary is moved to a mother-baby unit, a place where she can finally be a mother to her son, Benson. She has fought the system, her mother, and the demons of her past, and she has won. However, the story closes on a haunting note. As Mary settles into her new life, she reflects on the night Alyssa died. She admits to herself, and to us, that while her mother was the instigator, Mary did play a role. She admits in the privacy of her own mind that she didn't mean to throw the baby. It is a chilling confession that blurs the line between victim and perpetrator. Mary B. Addison is a survivor, a mother, and perhaps a girl who learned too well how to manipulate the world to get what she needs. She has her baby, and for now, that is all that matters.